morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. It's Chris again. It's been a long time since I put a video. Well, anyway, we got a roadside emergency call. Basically, not really a roadside, it's a RV campground for a battery jump start on a Class B or Class C motorhome. So we're heading over there, trying to do our thing to see if we can help them out and get them back on the road. They broke down, their batteries are not working, and their motorhome is stuck right now. So we came equipped with our, I guess, medium-sized, well, I guess medium, if you want to call it medium-sized, roadside recovery and emergency vehicle, and we're en route. So it's Chris here. I made it over to this nice, beautiful Class C motorhome RV review. They had a little bit of a problem with their battery bank. They got two batteries here. These are external batteries, additional service batteries located in the footwell of the RV. These are smaller size batteries. These are supposed to maintain the, you know, the appliances inside, all those other things. But they weren't holding, they weren't being charged properly or something, because they couldn't get even the generator to start. When we read this guy, it said 12.3 and stable. It was holding the battery at 12.3. Even right now, you can see it says 12.1 dropping. And it's consuming, obviously. The generator is also powering up, but I'm going to turn it off. So we got 11.7 right now, 11.8, 11.7, 11.8. The way you want to see is if this starts dropping without the generator giving it power, then there's a problem with the batteries depleting their voltage. In this case, it's holding out. Right now it's on. It's 11.9. These two little battery banks are putting 11.9 volts out right now. And what that means is that they're working, they're holding. Well, the question is, how much are they holding without the generator running? And so these are supposed to be charged by the engine itself, and these are supposed to be charged by the generator. If the batteries are defective, then they need to be replaced. Otherwise, they're not going to hold the charge. They're going to temporarily hold the charge, maybe hours, and then they'll lose their voltage, their current. Right now, it looks like it's 12 volts. We came in and we got it down to 12.3. So it's increasing. That's good. We're going to sit here and look. We got the unit already started. Generator's running fine. We spent here 15 minutes already. We're basically making certain these people are 100% comfortable, and then we're going to give them the best professional advice we can give them. At this point, it looks like the batteries are increasing the volume of amperage, 12.1, and it's going 12.2 by the fact that the generator is running. When we turn the generator off, well, we'll see how much juice is going to, but we're going to let it run for a few minutes and we'll see. We were at 12.3 before. So if we get back to 12.3 with the generator running, then we're good to go. If it stays at 12.3, then we're good to go. The question is, how long will those batteries hold that charge without, without them going away? So we're gonna come up to 12.3 and then turn the generator off, see if they can get it started again. Before I leave here, I want to make sure they're comfortable. Here's 12.3. We got 12.3. So we're gonna go one more, and then we'll test. The other thing I want to do is I want to trickle charge these battery banks, so that way they can charge up to their maximum potential before I leave. But right now, all I've got is just a relay from this battery box to their two batteries, and it's doing what it needs to do. All right. All right, so the final touches, final understanding of what's going on is batteries holding charge, or the two house batteries are holding charge, 12.7 volts right now. I came in at 1.4 or something like that, 1.7 volts. I mean, the battery is completely gone. So we got to jump to what they need to run their generator off of, what they need to run their electrical lights on, and the instructions that I've given the RV owner, or the nice folks here, is that if they're operating the slide, if they're taking the awning out, if they're running the AC, if they're running the microwave, turn the generator on before, if you're dry camping. Turn the generator on, and then turn those appliances on, like the microwave, like the AC, like the awning. Make certain that the generator is given enough power to make all those operations possible. Otherwise, the draw from the microwave, the draw from the AC will eat up those two batteries in a matter of seconds. And so you're running out of battery power if you're not running the generator when you're dry camping. If for some reason the batteries deplete and they're below the power level that the generator needs to start, then you can run the engine for an hour or so and charge the battery through the engine, and then turn the generator on. When you're dry camping, it's one of those kind of, issues where you got to play around with the generator, the solar panels, the engine, all those things you have to keep a balance of. If there's a place to plug in, for 30 amp or 50 amp, that's what I recommend. You just take a electrical cable and you plug in. Otherwise, you got to run generator. Anytime I dry camp, I run the generator, especially at night when we got to run, heaters or AC. So otherwise, the batteries are going to deplete. Right now, the customer is comfortable, happy. Are you comfortable with my service?
Thank you very much.
Okay, the battery is holding out. We're going to do one last test before I leave, but otherwise we're good to go here. The only other recommendation I have is if for some reason they run into this problem again and somehow the batteries drop below 12 volts and the generator doesn't start, and then they try running the engine for an hour and that engine doesn't charge these batteries, then the batteries are a problem. And then that means, we'll come back, to change the batteries if they need us to do that. Essentially, something caused them to lose their battery power, and it's either the fact that the generator wasn't on or the fact that the vehicle wasn't on. Regardless which one of those, these batteries are only designed to stay in between, to keep marker lights on inside the RV, or to operate maybe a radio or something. Even TVs sometimes take too much amperage from these two batteries, and there are two small batteries in there. So don't ever, if you're watching this, don't depend on your batteries for power unless you've got 10, 15 in a series somewhere in the RV plugged in, and they're juiced up by solar, which I've seen some of the guys do that. They buy 10 batteries, put them in circuit or series, and then they keep them charged, and they just run off the batteries. In this case, this nice RV unit here, the Motorhome, only has 2 batteries per house, and they deplete very quickly. So that said, I've said a lot. You guys stay tuned. Call me, text me if you need to, but just know that RVs are a little bit of a mess if you don't use the generator, and if you don't plug into power, you're at the mercy of whatever batteries you've got. And when those deplete, like in this case, my understanding is, I'm going to open this. The customer gave me permission to do that. This is where the generator sits normally. And you got an Onan generator right here. But, this guy is supposed to have its own power, its own battery. It should not depend on the house battery in there. So to me, that doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't. I see the cable going back there, the electrical cable. That goes all the way back to the house batteries. So it depends on those house batteries to start this thing up. And that to me doesn't make sense. I think the manufacturer in this case could have done a little better in giving that generator its own power source. So that's it. That ends this call. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Well, that call was complete, or completed, I guess the word is. Customer was satisfied and happy. I kind of gave her some guidance on how to deal with dry camping, the generator use, the shore power versus depending on the batteries. I believe the problem was, or the culprit was, the fact that the batteries didn't retain enough voltage after the customer used the awning and also the slide and accessories inside the vehicle. And I think that was the cause of the batteries losing their power. However, like I said in the video, I believe also there's a defect in the way the manufacturer put together that motorhome. The generator should have its own power, its own battery power. However, now that I think about it, almost all generators in the RVs are set up the same way, including the one that I own. It depends on the battery bank that you have inside your belly of the RV, motorhome, whatever it is, for it to turn on. And if you don't have enough battery in there, well, the generator will not start. And then you can't really do anything else to, you know, get going. You can run your engine, especially with motorhomes. So that kind of concerns me, but I believe they didn't probably run their engine long enough for the batteries to jump or to be charged up to amperage enough, high enough amperage to get the generator to start. So they ran the engine for, they said, from, you know, for a couple of, maybe a half an hour or so. But that, I mean, when I came up on them, the batteries were 1.5 volts, 1 point whatever it was, very low. And that means that they depleted the entire capacity of the battery bank, and they didn't have any more battery to jump the generator or do anything else other than maybe run their engine. Now the engine is on a separate battery, so that's good. Why can't the generator be on a separate battery? Well, anyway, that said, I left them. They're satisfied. I gave them instructions: run the generator if you're operating or using any of the accessories inside the RV. And worst case scenario, if the battery voltage drops below 12 point something, 12.2, 12.3, you know, run the generator. And if you find yourself without the generator being able to start, then run the vehicle for about an hour or so, and then check your voltage. At some point, the generator should be able to start at about 12.5 or more. So as long as you can run your vehicle and trickle charge your batteries, the batteries should build up enough voltage to allow the generator to start after that. And I believe the generator runs off propane. So that said, thank you for watching. Call us if you need us.